Selamat datang di Ngabers. Kali ini bersama Bule Denmark. Is that how they call you? Bule Denmark.
Mas Kris.
Mas Kris. Yang baru aja viral karena kebaikan hatinya bikin jembatan di Wakatobi. Tapi ternyata malah dapat kecaman. Nah, hari ini kita bakal ngobrolin banyak sama perjalanan dia selama 2 tahun ini apa aja. Karena sebenarnya buat yang belum tahu, kita pertama kali ketemu bikin konten bareng tuh udah 2 tahun yang lalu ya?
Udah 2 tahun.
It's been 2 years.
Februari 2022 kan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jadi kita sebenarnya kenal udah lumayan lama. That's right before you start the journey ya?
Nah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that. I was just about to start the journey. And you asked me, can you come to the house and we'll make a little bit of an interview before you start? And I was like, meeting with this big YouTuber.
No lah. Ya itu udah lama banget, udah 2 tahun lebih dan Kris udah melalang buana ke sana ke sini. How many subscribers do you have now?
Sekarang kira-kira 425.
Back then it was
Kurang tahu, mungkin 40 atau 50 ribu.
Really?
Iya.
Now udah 400 ribu with a lot of watch times, hours.
Yeah.
You've been everywhere. You've been invited. Dia udah diundang kemana-mana, ya kan? Udah masuk TV segala kan?
Udah. Ya.
Sudah menjelajahi Sumatera, udah
6 bulan di Sumatera, 9 bulan di Kalimantan, semua provinsi di Kalimantan. Saya sudah keliling Sulawesi 10 bulan, tapi di Sulawesi Selatan dan Sulawesi Tenggara aja.
So not even Sulawesi Tengah, Sulawesi Utara,
Belum,
Gorontalo
Sulteng,
belum? Wow.
Sumbar, jadi masih jauh, masih lama.
Dan dulu waktu Kris pertama kali mau mulai, Kris tuh baru mulai belajar naik motor kan?
Iya.
Jadi waktu pertama kali naik motor tuh kapan belajar naik motor?
Jadi motor pertama saya beli Yamaha MT-25 di Jakarta ya. Tapi sebelum saya mulai perjalanan saya dari Sabang sampai Merauke, saya beli KTM 390.
Turangga?
Turangga. Nah,
Turangga.
Masih ingat ya?
Bagus.
Sekarang saya pakai KTM 790 Adventure Rally Macan.
Jadi Kris tuh dulu baru bisa naik motor, langsung punya tekad keliling Indonesia. I think back then, did you say that the plan was just like 1 or 2 years?
Satu tahun.
Just for like 1 year, you were gonna do it for like 1 year, and now it's been 2 years.
Lebih. Hampir 900 hari, 2 tahun setengah.
Jadi sudah jauh melebihi timeline yang awal, but have you enjoyed it?
Iya dong, of course. It's been so much bigger than I ever expected. It's taking a lot longer than expected. Tapi saya tidak mau stress, because tidak ada seperti deadline or time limit. So I have to enjoy it now because this is one chance in my life that I can do something like this. So harus menikmati.
Of course. Jadi, berapa bulan di Sumatera?
Sudah di Sumatera.
Nah, waktu itu berapa
6 bulan.
6 bulan di Sumatera. Dari selatan sampai Aceh. Gimana? Ada cerita apa di Sumatera?
Jadi, this was my first 6 months of the perjalanan ya, and it was a little bit stressful because saya pikir saya harus bikin konten. Setelah syuting, baru ke kamar, mulai edit. Setelah sudah selesai edit, shooting lagi, riding lagi. So it was like terlalu hectic, right?
Yeah.
So tired and no visit back to Jakarta, just travel aja. So I almost burn out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
On that first 6 months?
Yeah, because juga I travel so much, I stay in different hotels, eat different food, so I may be sick maybe 2 times in a month, right? With sakit perut, I get flu. So it was really hard. But then after Sumatra, I realized that I have to slow down a little bit. It's okay because if I don't enjoy it, my viewers, they will also see in the video, Kris doesn't look happy, so. And this bring more balance.
Yeah, I think the first 6 months you're just still trying to find the rhythm.
Nah, exactly.
Now have you found it?
masih coba ya, But it's ongoing process, so it's a learning process. You know this. You have made YouTube for a long time. every week we learn something new.
True.
We tweak it a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually we find more of a balance. Because sometimes with YouTube it's difficult. You get caught up in like, oh, but I can make content about this and this and this and this and this and this, right? But you also have to sometimes just say, okay, this I don't have time.
So you just have to know when to stop, basically.
For sure, definitely. And what is the most important, you know?
Yep. So now, well, so before you were uploading maybe a few times a week, wasn't it?
Almost 2 times a week, and yeah, at least several times per month.
Now,
Di Kalimantan mungkin saya upload 2 video sebulan ya, but now it's more like 1 video every 3rd week, maybe one video every 4th week.
So now the rhythm is like once a month, almost once a month, ya?
Ya, tapi saya juga upload di Instagram ya, saya upload stories, feed post, reels juga. Tapi seperti saya baru selesai video dari Wakatobi ya. For that video, I was shooting di Desa Sampela for 10 days. Shooting dari pagi sampai malam, pakai 5 beda kamera ya, drone, Sony, action camera, Insta360. And after the 10 days of shooting, the editing process, ada lebih dari 2,000 video clip. So I edit for hampir 130 jam.
Wow. By the way guys, Kris ini you travel alone ya, sendiri.
Keliling sendiri. Nah,
megang kamera sendiri.
Tapi
hasilnya bagus-bagus kalau kalian lihat. That's my questions though.
Yeah.
Like how do you get good pictures of yourself in Wakatobi or everywhere without any help of other people?
Nah, jadi kadang-kadang saya pakai tripod ya. If I want to get the really good shot with the Sony, I have to put it on a tripod.
Yeah.
Even sometimes I have to put it on the ground, you know. But sometimes when I'm out shooting in remote locations, if there's someone who showing me around, sometimes I ask them, bisa tolong bantu saya just ambil sedikit video clip dengan Gopro, right? And yeah, 50% is maybe like this or this, but some of it I can use. So and I don't want to bring a full-time videographer with me.
Because it's just gonna be a burden, isn't it?
Yeah, and because I don't like okay, siap, bang, 3, 2, 1, action. Then I feel like it's like set up. It's not original, right? So that's why I like the other way better.
So now until now, the Christian is still a single fighter. That's how I work.
Yeah, semangat.
So 6 months in Sumatra, 10 months in Kalimantan. Ya?
9 bulan.
That's a lot longer than Sumatra. Is any reason why?
Because I think I try to slow down a little bit and maybe not upload as frequently. I also go a couple of times to Jakarta. I go on a vacation with my family. But juga in Kalimantan, there's actually more places I want to film. So all in all, it take more time.
You went to Dayak's place, yeah?
Yeah.
You stayed there for like a few days or a few weeks?
So di Kalimantan ada banyak beberapa beda suku Dayak ya. Ada Dayak Iban, Longkelit, Kenya, Kayan, and this one I make is the tattoo from the suku Dayak Iban.
Suku Dayak Iban.
Nah, so they make it using bamboo.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very hurtful, ya?
Ya, sama lah dengan kalau pakai machine ya.
Oh, really?
But it's a little bit different because if you use the machine, it's like this.
Yeah.
But if with the bamboo, it's like tick, 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 tick.
Is that the 2 line? Is that also by Dayak or?
This is from the suku Mentawai in Sumatera Barat.
Oh yeah, you went to Mentawai, ya?
Yeah. Sudah pernah ke sana atau?
No, I wish I had. Yeah.
You must really go sometime.
It's beautiful, yeah?
It's really unique.
It is.
Unique.
And the Mentawai people, they like to do tattoo as well, right?
Yeah,
like Dayak.
exactly. Yeah.
So what do you learn from the Dayak people that you stay there, the Dayak village or community?
It's so different from the anak Jaksel life here in South Jakarta, you know?
Wow, that's one way to compare with anak Jaksel.
No, it's so different, bro. You know, in Kalimantan Barat, they have a place called Sungai Utik. It's one rumah panjang, long house, 217 meter.
Wow.
Inside of this rumah panjang, they live more than 300 people together.
Wow.
In one house. They all masak bersama, kerja bersama, makan bersama. And all that they're teaching to the kids is all these old lessons from the nenek moyangs, the ancestors, right? Mereka punya lebih dari 10,000 hektar of tanah, right? The forest. And they have this philosophy, if you take one tree, you have to plant two. So the forest is like the core of their culture. So it's incredibly different from macet, polusi, you know. Oh, nggak ada sini. You know? They don't have that problem.
Of course. But do you learn their language as well?
Yeah, I try to learn a few words from some of the languages I come across. Some places I will learn more than others. Like I will always try to learn terima kasih in bahasa Jawa, matur suwun. In Mentawai, masura pakata. In Aceh, they say terima kasih. In Batak, they say mauliate.
He learned a lot since 2022.
So basically, bro, this entire journey, it's like going to school.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, and I like it.
So, you know, when I was in college, I was nakal. I never do my homework, always out partying. And we have these big assignments sometimes, you know, and I always do it like the day before. But with this editing, making the videos, I feel like every week or every second week, I'm making an assignment for school, right? And I really have to do my best. But this time, I'm not getting any grades from the teachers. The grade I get is the feedback from the people watching it, but wow, if I had fought like this in school, I would get good grades. Because
that's true.
I really try to do it 110%.
Of course. I can see it from the result though.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, like the result is not lying. I mean, you know, now you have a lot of followers. I think, well, having a lot of followers is one thing, but then learning a lot from this journey, I think that's one of the biggest gifts.
Definitely. Yeah, surely it's a gift. I'm grateful to have it because everywhere I go, they're always welcome. They always want to teach me about their culture and their ways. So it's really like, it's a continuous lesson in life, you know?
Yeah. Well, I have one question though. So every time you go to this community like Dayak, Mentawai, how do you ask for permission to stay with them?
Jadi kadang-kadang lumayan susah because some of the sukus I go to, mereka tidak bisa bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah. I mean that's my question. Like, how do Christian, you know, datang ke suku Dayak and then minta izin? And you're a foreigner as well, you know.
Yeah. But as you probably also know, sometimes being a bule in Indonesia has its benefits.
Yeah.
And everywhere I go, I'm always welcome. But what you don't see in my YouTube videos is all the time I spend planning these trips. Because I have to try, first I will look on Google, what information can I find? And if I'm going to visit a suku, susah sekali cari informasi online. Sometimes I cannot even find location, you know? So I check on Google Maps, then I ask my friends. Now I have so many contacts and a big network in Indonesia, so there's always someone who can help me a little bit here or there. But the planning is extensive. But luckily, I've not yet tried. They like reject me or say, cannot. So
let's take one example when you went to the Dayak community. How many weeks in preparation for that one?
Months, bro.
Like finding the context of the local people.
Yeah, and especially with the seperti with the Sungai Utik in Kalbar, right? Not any person can just go there. You have to, what do you call it? Izin.
Well, yes, permission.
To get permission first. So I had to get that first. I have to explain to them what I want to film. When I arrive there, the first day, I cannot do any filming. We have to go around and talk. discuss what can I film, what can I not say, like not because it's a secret, but not to disrespect the elders.
Yeah.
And then even after I'm finished shooting, I still have to contact them so many times. Oh, saya lupa apa artinya ini, itu. What is the name of this? And so it is sometimes like a school assignment. It is requires extensive work.
So that's like behind the camera, behind the YouTube stuff there that people don't see, yeah?
Exactly.
Because people see that, wow, it seems so easy for Kris to just come in and
Yeah.
knock on their doors and just like stay in the house.
I can tell you this, there's absolutely nothing about my journey that's easy.
Well, what was the most difficult part then? At least one that you remember on top of your head.
So I think the constant most challenging thing is sometimes loneliness.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't you meet a lot of new people, making a lot of new friends?
So I meet thousands of people, but my journey is kind of like in two parts. It's when I'm riding and I'm shooting, and when I'm in the hotel editing. Because the editing from the hotel rooms is about 50% of my time.
Really? 50%?
Yeah. Because the editing takes so long, I have to import the files from all the cameras, edit it, I have to do post-production, thumbnails, and after the video is uploaded, I have to reply emails, comments, and all this, so I follow up. And the days in the hotels, bro, it's tough, because my days start at maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. I edit until lunchtime. Recently, I've stopped doing lunch, because then I get more energy, and then I feel more energized to finish work so I can get dinner. And it's editing until nighttime. So it's editing, pee-pees, editing, snack, editing, pee-pees lagi, and just in front of the laptop sometimes for more than a week.
Wow. So when you were living inside the community, like in Dayak, you didn't touch the laptop?
No.
Not at all?
Shooting all the time, or simply being there asking questions. I cannot do the same thing. I cannot do both things at the same time. Impossible.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's. I think that's also one of the way to respect your time there. I mean, getting to know people there and everything, right?
Yeah.
So you've been to Sumatra, you've been to Dayak. Before Sulawesi, did you go anywhere?
I finished traveling Kalimantan, and then I went from North Kalimantan to Makassar, South Sulawesi.
Oh wow, so now you're in Sulawesi, eh?
Sulawesi Tenggara.
Sulawesi Tenggara, but before you were in Makassar, eh?
Yeah, in South Sulawesi.
So what did you find interesting there in Sumatra? In Sulawesi.
Mana. So in Sulawesi, there's so many good places. I mean, you have ancient caves with.
Yes.
I found an ancient cave with the oldest cave painting in the world.
Yeah.
45,500 years old. Only found like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's very beautiful, right? Like you have to go there with a boat or something?
Actually, you have to do trekking, but there's no real track. So it's up and down these cliff hills. Now you cannot even get permission to go into the cave if you find it, because it's being protected by the University of Makassar.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky I could go inside. And diving in South Sulawesi, fantastic.
It is.
Go in the water, you can swim with like 10 black-tip sharks just circling you.
Yeah.
You have the Wakatobi Islands. Incredible place. So many good places in Sulawesi.
It is. Fun fact, I used to live in Sulawesi Tengah. In Palu.
Palu?
For like 2 years when I was in kindergarten.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's why I have somehow special feelings for Palu, for Sulawesi.
Yeah, I get that.
So you're from Makassar and then you go up to Toraja?
I go to Toraja as well, yeah, and I make a video about their burial rituals.
Oh, did you find one? I mean, because it's not every day, right? They have the ritual.
No, they have 2 seasons for it. They have it around July, August, and they have it in December. So I got really, maybe that's wrong. Maybe June, July, I cannot remember. But 2 times a year. And I was lucky enough to be invited to one and allowed to document it. And it's really unique. Some of these funerals, they will save up for years.
Yes.
After the person has already passed, just to do the ritual.
It
Because
is.
the more buffaloes you sacrifice, the bigger chance that is that you get a more smooth passage to heaven.
Did you watch the? I think they have one of the rituals where the dead body is kind of walking by itself.
For the burial ritual, they will actually carry the dead body around in the coffin. But they also have a ritual called the manene, which I didn't see, it wasn't the season for it, but where they take out the body, they wash it, put new clothes, back in a new casket.
So you went to the graveyard. It's on the cave, right, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's on it's on a cliff, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're buried like into the cliff.
Yeah. Wow. I always want to come to Toraja and see that.
Is really unique, but can also be a little bit bizarre. So you maybe want to leave Aaron at home. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Or maybe we should wait until Aaron is like maybe 5 or 10 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say.
Yeah.
So and then from South Sulawesi, you go to Toraja. You go to. Did you went past Poso? No, yeah.
Poso, where is Poso?
Sulawesi Tengah.
Or Barat, maybe.
Maybe.
No. So from Toraja, I go to.
Kediri.
I go to Kendari, actually.
Kendari.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of cities in Indonesia. Now you're in Sulawesi Tenggara, where all the news happen. But before that, how do you find Sulawesi Tenggara?
So, also really nice. A lot of things to see, but I have not spent as much time in Sulawesi Tenggara because my main focus was driving down to Pulau Buton, which is kind of the access point to Wakatobi.
Yes.
So I spent quite a lot of time in Pulau Buton. There's a lot to see. And maybe you remember there's a viral story actually from Pulau Buton and Pulau Muna, which is right next to Buton, in 2018 when a 10-meter long python snake swallowed a woman whole.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah. And you know what? It happened again 2-3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yes.
But you didn't see the snake, right?
I didn't see, no. But actually, I go on a trip into the jungle in Pulau Buton, and we find a hidden cave, and we find 2 python snakes that we pick up.
Really?
Not 10 meters, only 2 setenga, but...
Not only 2 setenga. 2.5 meters is like this long. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, you've been a while in Buton, yeah?
Yeah, I spent more than a month in Buton.
Only in Buton? I mean, Buton is not a very big island.
Yeah, but there's a lot to see, you know. You have the Benteng Kraton, the Sultanate Palace. You have the nice beaches. You have small islands as well. You have the forest, which is, I think, is the most unique.
I didn't know Buton has a forest, though.
Yeah, so they actually, inside of that cave where we also see the ular python, yeah? When we go inside of that cave, I have never seen anything like it in my life. We are met with like millions of bats coming, like maybe you've watched the Batman movies.
Yeah.
When he's inside of his cave, they're like, shh. It feels like that. It is so loud just from the noise of the wings, like, and the screaming. It's never tried anything like it, you know? And it's like this cave is like hundreds of meters long. You're just walking and more bats coming. You see this cobras, the python snakes. You see the monitor lizards crawling, eating some bats. It's like you're in a movie, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I've been to Buton before. Did a dive there, and one of my memory was that there was a cave in the middle of the city, a diving cave.
Oh yeah, we can dive. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't go there, but
because I think it's a bit dangerous.
Yeah, so cave diving.
Cave diving, you need to have a special permit for it, right?
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah. And then from Buton, you move to Wakatobi, where you stay there for like a few weeks.
Almost 1 bulan also.
Almost 1 bulan.
Lebih. Because in Wakatobi, not many people know this, but Wakatobi has 4 islands: Wangi-Wangi, Kaledupa, Tomia, and Binongko. And if you take the 2 first letters of each, it's Wakatobi. So I first go to Wangi-Wangi, which is kind of the access point to the Wakatobi Islands. And I continue to Kaledupa Island, the second, mainly because I want to visit a special tribe called the Suku Bajo or Bajau.
Bajau. Where they live above the water. Right?
Nah. Have you watched Avatar too?
Yes, inspired by them, right?
Exactly. So I want to go there and document their life. And when we arrive there on the first night, ada hujan besar, and I still want to go around and see the small desa. And I see the jembatan, it's like broken, so poor condition. Sometimes you can only walk on like one stick of bamboo. And everywhere we go, people they say, oh hati-hati, jembatan rusak, hati-hati. I ask the locals there, they say, yeah, sometimes the neneks fall, the kids fall. And that's when I have the idea to like
Help them.
help them. I still want to make the video about their culture and the people, but maybe we can do something extra for them.
Yep.
You know? So, and that's what we did.
You're building a bridge, right?
Yeah.
But before we go to that, do you take your bikes to Wakatobi?
Yeah, because so getting to Wakatobi now is quite difficult. Tidak lagi ada pesawat. They have cancelled all flights.
Because they only had an airstrip on the hotel close by, right?
Yeah, so one of the exclusive hotels there, they have a private airstrip.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can only use it if you stay at that
Yeah.
extremely expensive resort that costs minimum 6 atau 7 juta semalam
Yeah.
for the cheapest room.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't stay there. Saya belum sultan.
It's always been expensive to stay there.
Yeah. So, but anyway, sorry, what were you?
So you left your bike in Makassar, in Kediri then?
I live in Baobab.
Oh, you live in Baobab.
Yes, because the ferries that you can take to Wakatobi, I mean, they're not really made for bringing mobiles, you know? You can bring the small scooters, and there's not that many roads on Wakatobi anyway, so...
True, that's true.
I just park it, and then, yeah, I'm on.
So now you haven't seen your bike for a while then?
Yeah, because I've had to come to Jakarta. I just did a shoot in IKN for the Ministry of Tourism. Yeah, came back from Denmark. So my bike has been in Baobab now for lebih dari 1 bulan. So in a few days, I will go back and semoga masih ada.
Hopefully, yeah. Talking about bikes,
Yep.
I mean, what you have is a KTM, right? A KTM is not a very common bike in Indonesia. I mean, even in Jakarta, you cannot see it very often,
That's
let
true.
alone in Kalimantan,
Yeah,
you
nggak
know.
ada di sana.
And KTM is, well, people know it. KTM is not as reliable as Honda and everything, right?
Maybe in terms of finding spare parts, lebih susah ya.
And then you've been using it for 2 years, use it like extensively. How many kilometers now it has?
Hanya 10,000. 10,000.
Really?
So actually not that much.
Yeah.
But that's because I drive, I stay for a long time, continue driving. So
that's right.
many people think I've like 50,000
Yeah,
kilo,
yeah.
but only like 10,000.
Oh wow! But still though,
Yeah,
you're in a remote part of area. You're in a remote area of Indonesia. How's the bike perform so far?
So I am actually super surprised because I also knew that it would be sometimes difficult to get spare parts, right? We would have to send it from Jakarta and find a bengkel, hopefully they can fix it. I've only had problems with the bike 2 times.
Really?
So, yeah.
With the 790?
With the 790. The first time was when I was in Kendari.
Yep.
So there's a little spring inside of, I'm no mechanic, technical specialist in any way. There's a small spring inside of the brake caliper, I think, that had gotten bent or loose, so I could only utilize my braking power 50%. And actually, it's still like that because I've had the spare part for 5 months now, but I haven't had time to fix it. Oh, and a couple of months ago, I was camping in the mountains, and I was like, why didn't you fix it? Why didn't you fix it? It's so dangerous. But I have the spare part. It's easily fixable. And what is the other problem? Oh yeah, last month, my battery died. I buy a new battery, easy.
Really?
That is it. So I think I've been very lucky.
So you've been using the 790 and also the 390.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer now?
I take a guess, bro.
I think he will say 390.
Oh,
Just because it's lighter, it's easier to maneuver.
I loved my 390, But when I tried the 790, oh, there's no going back. I love that bike. Juga karena saya lumayan tinggi. I am 183, right? So it's more comfortable for me. The power is fantastic. The suspension is really good. I mean, I can drive over any potholes, whatever, no problem. For the tank, I have 20 liter.
Oh, that's a lot.
So it's a lot. I can go easily 400 kilo. Apalagi, yeah, it's easily maneuverable, and because the tank is like this, right?
So I have a center of gravity.
Exactly.
That's a lot of people. That's what a lot of people said about the bike. I have a friend who owns the 790, and he also told me that for him it's easier to ride the 790 compared to the 390, just because the tank is very low.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a really, really good bike. I've really enjoyed using it.
Wow, amazing. So orang yang mau beli 790 sudah membuktikan so far aman, mudah dikendarai, enak. Are you gonna change the bike soon? No, not really.
Gak tahu.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
So
who knows?
Actually, to be honest, I've looked at several different bikes, and it's hard to change because I think on the mid-range market, I mean, we have the Tenere 700, we have the Multistrada, apalagi ada the African Twin is bigger.
The Transalp.
Yeah, the Transalp they have.
Honda,
but as far as I can see on reviews online, KTM is getting some really, really good reviews, and but I also have interest in trying different models. I've heard great things about the Tenere 700.
Yep.
Transalp as well. The Desert X
Rally.
Wow. They make it.
That's nice.
This year or last year, I think.
Last year, Ducati, right?
Yeah, for the rally, Desert X Rally.
Oh, they just launched it this year.
Yes, this year. I really want to try that as well. But the good thing about the 790 Adventure Rally is that the weight, it's only dry weight 194. Then we have 20 liters of gas, but it's still a light bike.
Sorry, which one? The
790, KTM 790.
Well, for Kris, 198 kilograms is light for him. For me, it's like, lifting a house.
No, but the Africa Twin.
Yeah, I was going to bigger. The GS.
Multistrada, the GS. If you drop that,
yes,
you need friends.
You need a lot of friends and a deep pocket to fix it.
Itu juga. Betul, mahal.
Mahal spare parts. So now, let's talk about what happened in Wakatobi. Let's start with the good one,
Okay.
Because building a bridge for people who you barely know, spending, it's a lot of money. Yeah. So, any reason why? I mean, have you been trying to do this since a long time ago, or you've been everywhere? I mean, the same condition, I think, also appears in other parts of Indonesia where you've been, right?
Surely. So, for a long time, I've had this small community called the Orang Bike, where, on YouTube, we have the YouTube memberships, where people, they can, subscribe, and then they pay a small monthly fee. And I've used that sometimes, whether it's to get extra tips to a tour guide who's done a really good job, but this is actually my first time on the Sabang sama Merauke journey, where I've done such a big project. And I really enjoy it, when I first did my whiteboard in my apartment in Jakarta with the Sabang sama Merauke journey, what can I do? I had a big, round circle around charity, because, as a YouTuber, we have such a big reach. And I think with such a big reach also comes a certain responsibility. We have the opportunity to do something greater than just promoting ourselves and products we want to sell, right? And when I get to Wakatobi, I was like, wow, we can help so much with so little.
Yes.
I replace, even when we finish building the bridge and all this, we replace the entire floor of a local family's house for the mere cost of 125,000.
Really?
And it will last 1 year.
Wow.
In Jaksel, you cannot get a hamburger for 125,000 kan?
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's a sad truth, but
Sad truth. So yeah, when I get there, I'm like, I have this urge, like I have to do something. For sure, we have to do something. And I don't even expect to raise that much money. I think maybe we can raise 10 million. I can put in 10 million myself, and we can at least do something, right? But then in just 2.5 days, we raised 75 million. Then Kita Bisa contact us, say they want to support with 50 million. And now after uploading the video, we have raised another 100 juta.
wow.
So I just get a call from Kita Bisa this morning, and they say, Kris, sudah, we have enough to finish the mosque as well.
The mosque as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
But you haven't started the mosque yet?
No, because we had to figure out exactly how much they need, materials, labor, and we want to make sure as well that the money surely goes
Yep.
to the mosque, you know, and to
Yeah.
the right people. So
But the trending topic now is the bridge, yeah?
yeah,
I mean, how can it become so viral? Do you know why?
I think because it's gotong royong, you know. I'm sure most of your viewers out there, mereka sudah tahu tentang gotong royong, ya. The concept of helping each other, working together for a mutual benefit that benefits the community,
Yeah.
right? And I think people really enjoy watching that, because I also see in the comments a lot of people, they say, oh, I think in Indonesia maybe we already forget about gotong royong. You know? So, and it reminds them how important it is. It's people coming together, we're doing something good, and it all, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why it go viral.
Do you know when it went viral?
Yeah, so it went viral pretty much right after I posted the video on YouTube. It get picked up like 50 medias within the first week, and emails and phone calls from the media and all this. But then actually it goes viral again because yeah, maybe you want to say it.
Because the Pak Kepala Desa, ya?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, did you? I mean, my question is that the Kepala Desa was there, right? I mean, desa is not that big, you know. Desa is a small, you know.
Ada 2.180
Yeah.
people there.
I mean,
right?
you're there. You must have been noticed. I mean, they surely see you there, you know. I mean, like, you're not invisible there.
I asked permission to make video on the very first evening I arrived.
So you met the Kepala Desa.
Yeah, I go
On the
to his
first day.
house because out of respect,
Sure.
I will not just start a production
Of
in the
course.
middle of someone's village. I go there, I ask for his permission, he said, yes, it's great because it will be good exposure for the village. And then actually before we start making the bridge project, we go there again. He has a few concerns about the project, but eventually I explain to him all the benefits that it will give for the village, and he agrees. And he actually tells us that he wants to support also with buying some nails for the project. So yeah.
But then, you know, you already done the good job, you know, building the bridge and everything, and suddenly it became viral again because the Pak Kades told the media that, you know, he's kecewa, yeah?
Yeah.
What was your first reaction to it? The first time you saw that video?
You know what? I've actually not said this to any other media or person I've talked to, but bro, to be honest, I get really angry. I get sad. You know, I was sitting in the car with my little brother, and I tell my brother, like, no way, what is this? And he's like, what's happening? And I'm just reading. I also get message from one of my friends in Sampela saying, Kris, you gotta see this. I get so angry inside because I feel like we did such a good job, so many people happy. But I can tell you this, bro, you can do all the good in the world. There will always be someone who's not happy with what you're doing. And, you know, I'm a little bit conflict shy. I don't like to argue with people, to fight with people. I did in my young days when I was a naughty college guy.
Nakal college guy.
I do plenty of fighting, and no more of that. So actually, I talked with my brother, and we agree, like, I should just stay out of it.
Sure.
You know, if he wants to say something negative, it's okay. People, they already have all the proof they need in the YouTube video. And I know in my heart, I did everything with an honest heart, with my best ambition. And that's how it is, you know?
Yeah. Well, sometimes, you know, you just have to ignore it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, like, I think, well, if it's me, I think inside I will be like angry and everything, but I think one of the best ways is just to ignore it, isn't it?
Yeah, because surely it will go even more viral if we have like, oh yeah, the Christian Hansen versus the Kabbalah Desa, you know. But then we take away focus from all the good thing, right? True. And we want to, on my channel, we focus on all the positive, all the good stuff, making people happy. There's plenty of media out there who focus on the negative stories, and that's okay because it go viral very fast always, but I prefer to focus on on
the good things.
On the good stuff,
So now, you're here in Jakarta, you're back to St. Paul. Are you going back to Wakatobi?
Definitely one day I will go back to Wakatobi.
Oh wait, you still have the mosque, right?
Yeah, so they have started building the mosque now. I will not go back to oversee it.
Oh, but the mosque is in Wakatobi, right?
It's in Wakatobi, in the Sampela village.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but my friends from Kitabisa, they will go and oversee it and help them out. And next on, what day is it today? Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
On Sunday, I will fly back to Buton, take my bike, and I will drive into Sulawesi, Tengah.
Oh, wow. So your mission or your project is finished in Wakatobi?
Yes, it's finished.
It's
for
finished.
now, but I will definitely come back to visit. And my highest recommendations, bro, if you ever need a proper adventure and you want to experience something unique, go there.
Wakatobi.
So yeah, but especially that village.
Ah.
You know, you sleep on top of the ocean at night. When you try to fall asleep, you can hear the water. You wake up in the morning, you see the sunrise. The only thing you can hear is the water and the sound of the small clocks, you know, clock, glowing out to
the fishing boat. Yeah.
It's like very relaxing.
It is. Bajau, suku Bajo itu emang they're so famous for, you know, living on the water. Yeah. Some people said that they never touch land.
Dulu, that's what they did. They never touched land. So actually, the village they have in Sampela, it was an initiative supported by the Indonesian government in the 60s to try and kind of domesticate the Bajos a little bit so they're not always traveling around. And that's the only reason why they're living on land today. Because, previously they just live on the boat.
Yeah. I think they can hold their breath for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes on the water.
Some of them can.
Did you actually see them do that, or?
I go out with a guy called Lauda, and he would swim down to 7-8 meters with spear gun, walk on the ocean floor, and I was on top in the water, you know, trying to film him. And we do this for 1 hour. Like, I mean, he go up and down, but I nearly drowned just trying to film him. And he's just going up and down, up and down.
It's crazy, right? It's amazing, you know. You go to Sumatra, you find Mentawai with their own culture, and then you went to Dayak, and now you've met the Bajo.
Yeah.
So the next trip is Sulawesi Tengah?
Sulawesi Tengah, Barat, Gorontalo, Utara, and then I think next trip will be either Maluku or Java.
Surprisingly, Christian has not started the Java.
No, not yet, right? Yeah.
Like out of all the places,
the
easiest ones to start, and he's not even started yet.
Yeah, betul.
He went to Sumatra.
Yeah.
And then went to Kalimantan. So you went to Bajo because you researched for it, right? You know.
Yeah.
And then now you finished Bajo. Are you going to somewhere specific in Sulawesi Tengah, Sulawesi Utara, or?
Yeah, so in Sulawesi Tengah, they have the Mikalit. Maybe you've seen it's these massive stones in the middle of the fields with like different carvings. Some of them have a face, like small arms, hundreds of years old. And the question is, how did they get there?
Yeah.
Where else? I will go to the Togian Islands for some diving.
Of course, Togian, it's beautiful.
I will actually be going to something called Sombori Island next week, which is kind of like a mini Raja Ampat. And I will be going together with BI, Bank Indonesia, to see how they transport fresh cash to some of these remote places.
Wow.
So that will be interesting to see. I mean,
Of
how
course.
they do that.
Yeah. But any specific communities, local communities that you want to go?
Oh yeah, so my last
Suku.
visit in Sulawesi Tengah will be a bit more north, close to Gorontalo, where I want to visit the Suku Lauje.
Suku Lauje.
Yeah, so they live very remote also, but they live in these wooden houses on poles, but just like very remote, deep in the mountains.
Wow.
And yeah, learn about their life there.
Have you started to do communication with them? Asking for permission and
yeah,
stuff?
a little bit. And I also work together with one of the biggest organizations for indigenous people in Indonesia called Aman. And they always help put me in contact with the Sukus because they really like my videos.
That's really helpful, you know?
Yeah, it's really, really helpful, really.
So many interesting journeys are coming to Christian channel. Wow. Any last words for the viewers, maybe?
Apa ya? Oh ya, jangan lupa nonton video saya dari Wakatobi ya. Kalau belum nonton, jangan lupa ya.
Any other charity are you planning to do sometime soon?
Yes, I have a couple of big projects coming up, but I cannot announce it yet. But I have a questions for the viewers. So guys, let us know if you want to see Mr. Den Dimas come and join me one day.
Wow! I will be honored actually. I will be honored.
That could be fun.
That will be fun.
But will this anak jaksel survive?
2 years ago, I bet Christian doesn't know what anak jaksel means. Now he knows about anak jaksel. But I think that would be interesting though. Wow. Yeah, I never thought about it.
That could be fun. You know, maybe
It'll be
we
fun.
should bring some small bikes, like going on a scooter, or
We'll
we
do
go
that.
in the, what is it called, the bike, you know, with the big on the back. What is it called? Frio,
VR.
Something like it could be fun.
That could be fun. Yeah. Maybe I'll visit him in Palu. When are you planning to come in Palu?
Yeah, I will be there in 1 month actually.
Which is August, yeah?
Yeah, to do a speech, and then I go back again to.
Oh no, when your trip in Palu, when is it?
Okay, so probably in 2 months' time.
So maybe in 2 months' time we'll visit him in Palu. Because I also want to go back to Palu.
Yeah.
Yeah, still have relatives there. They have a lot of good foods.
Ooh, nice. You know, I take you around a bit with the bike, and you show me your family. We eat together. That could be fun.
That could be fun. Christian, thank you so much
My pleasure, brother.
for your time here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Best of luck for your next journey. Maybe we'll catch up again making videos.
Maybe in 2
next,
years?
Maybe in 2 years. Or
Yeah,
maybe
again.
next year. Who knows? Don't forget to subscribe to Christian's channels.
Yes.
Follow
Thank
him
you,
on Instagram. He do a lot of good things, which you guys need to support. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe di jalan. I'll see you next video, guys. Bye bye.